All right. Can you guys see my screen? Um, you should be able to. So I think previous week low, I was watching this since this morning, but I was sure like I wanted to I wanted to move up first to take out these highs here. That I think that would have been a nice short trigger. But in my opinion, now that we've taken out previous week low, there's a chance that we could bounce to around here, but I don't know. I think this is worth the shot. I went half risk, and I will probably go break even around Monday low and trim profits here, and then hold the rest all like up here and then head short. That's kind of my plan for now. The structure on Bitcoin now looks pretty rough. So, in my opinion, this was the low that we needed to hold. And I remember seeing this sweep, but that was not a very convincing sweep for me. So I didn't long there. And then clearly, like, this got taken out on Sunday. This was brutal though. Like, where was it? I think I got filled on a so long, like at 93. Wait, let me pop it on the chart. I longed here. I had a limit order, but when I woke up, it was already filled, which is pretty annoying. Like, if I was awake, I would have most likely cancelled because seeing me gapped down, so that was rough. Or I should have at least probably closed the break even, to be honest. But in my opinion, I wanted to go break even if we reclaimed yearly open, because then if we would have deviated below that, then it would have looked pretty bad. But yeah, like if we get anywhere close to these highs here, guys, I'm like definitely gonna short like something like this, right? I would probably short on like a sweep and then have my stops above that candle. This could even like tap the yearly open and the 618 from like that local high there that caused that massive down candle. So I that's the setup I'm looking at right now. And then I'm in this Bitcoin long, which is previous week low sweep. So far it's provided a nice reaction. I'm hoping to see continuation here. And yeah, like I'll risk off like around Monday low because this is still a downtrend, right? We would have to to break this downtrend, we'd have to close above this high again, like on the H4. So I just don't see that happening. I think if we even get up here and sweep that, I would 100% short that. So yeah, that's like my local thoughts. Like higher time frame, right? It made sense where we rejected off, but I got a bit greedy with the entry, so I wanted 99.5, which is like a higher time frame SR. But whoa, wait, I'm scrolling too far back. I just realized I was in the daily. Yeah, I wanted 99.5 because I remember I shorted. I can't remember when. I think it was last year. I shorted around that area and it was nice, but it was like a SR for me, right? And it would have been like in my opinion the perfect like a trap for people like getting bullish shares like, oh, it's like 100K, we're so back and everything, but it would have just ended up being like a wick. And then but no, so we rejected off the 618 from the 107K high, which was clean, not gonna lie. Like people, if anyone shorted there, then it made sense. It made sense. It was clean, but like I said, I wanted a little bit higher. So I think it's safe to say I want to remove that for now because I don't think we're going to be seeing that anymore anytime soon. At least now we know, right? Like we're back in the range, right? Of this like between like November to December range. we broke out temporarily, and now we're back in. So this to me, it's just like a. Wait, I'll clear my chart. Like this to me is just a deviation, in my opinion. So like any sort of like dead cat bounce, like yeah, sure, it's good for scalp longs, but I'm not looking to swing long back up here. Um, I'm looking for shorts if we do get like some sort of bounce. So yeah, lower time frame, I'm looking for some relief. I think that'd be good. And then, in my opinion, like there are other alts that are holding up better. That if you wanted to long or if you're bullish here, I'm going with Bitcoin just because swept previous week low. So I am expecting. I'd be if we blast through this again, then I'd be surprised. Not gonna lie. Like if it's just a straight shot down to monthly open and 2026 yearly open, then I don't know. That'd be this would be like, in my opinion, like a nice scalp long area as well. Um, like it lines up sort of with a 618, right? Um, and like I guess if we I guess the proper like setup would be if we were to sweep like all these equal lows here, then take like a scalp along, and yeah, this would be like around the value area lower area as well. So that could like be a deviation, end up being a deviation. But for now, let's see. Um, yeah, those are my lower time frame thoughts and like high time frame on Bitcoin. I think deviation here, so pretty much confirmed that we at least get value area low next, which would be yeah, like 87, low 87s, like 87.6 to 87.3. That would make sense to get next. But ideally, I want to see a bounce so we can actually position, because this was brutal. Didn't even this was it didn't even get like give us a chance to like position, right? So like it didn't even hit the point 0.5 fib yesterday. That's what I was hoping to get, but that's all right. Let me look at ETH real quick. So this was the setup I talked about. Hold on, let me adjust that high now. So this was the setup I literally went through on my last live stream, I believe it was, or the one before that. No, it was Friday, right? So this was Friday. We were like here, and I said this was a valid short, but I probably won't take it because, well, I said I might allow it, but it failed on Sunday, so it wasn't too high conviction for me. And but to be honest, I wouldn't have held till this low here. I probably would have cut most of it, or like the whole trade at here at this wick low. But yeah, that was clean. Like a sweep that high. Had a breaker structure to the downside, so any retest of this like supply zone would have been. And like at the time, it looked clean and clearly it played out right. But so that's unfortunate that we didn't get into that one. But I think Yabi cooked some shorts up, so hopefully you guys were in that. What was I saying? Yeah, earlier I was like, if depending on how the Ethereum looks, I'll look to scalp along it. But it closed. Look at this. It closed like miles down below the previous week low. So Ethereum to me looks pretty cooked, if I'm being honest. This one I want to be looking for shorts on. If I like even like, hold on, let me adjust this properly. Even like anywhere in the range of like, let's say 3.1, like anywhere in this range, right? I'd be looking for short triggers, or like like bearish short triggers, like a sweeps, or like a quick tap and then like instant rejection of either 0.5 or 618. Depends. Like we have massive imbalances all the way down, right? So at any point we could dead cap and go to fill those and then like get continuation lower. So I'm not looking for longs on ETH anymore. Not after this H4 close. even though I think Bitcoin looks better than Ethereum in my opinion. So I think all these equal lows here that have not been swept, they get taken pretty soon. And if Bitcoin goes back to the lows, this will probably start making its way towards the 786, like higher time frame 786. So the bounce there was from, you know, the golden pocket of literally this whole move here from 1.3k to almost 5k, not quite 5k. And yeah, like it made sense in November that we bounced from there, and now. But then, so what I was hoping for was, which I mean, it's still possible, but I think, well, like how Bitcoin's looking, I don't know if we get it. I was hoping for like some highs to be taken, right? So this high, and even potentially this high into the golden pocket from like 5k to down here. But you know, daily structure now, if we close like this, so like under this low here, if we close the daily under previous week low, this looks cooked. I mean, H4 has been looking cooked, right? Ever since, in my opinion, H4 structure broke here on Friday at 12 a.m. because we closed this lower time frame low here, created a new high, and then and it was getting held, right? Like you can see, swept, and then closed below. So this slow grind up here was bearish for me. So H4 structure was broken quite a while ago, but daily hasn't exactly been broken yet, in my opinion. If we close like this under previous week low, yeah, like any dead cat bounce is to be shorted on Ethereum. At least, like ideally, we get a bounce, right? If it's just down only to sweep these lows, then that's not ideal, right? Kind of, it would remind me. It would remind me of November because we had like very aggressive selling, and like I'll actually show you guys. I wasn't in early in November, but let me scroll back. So like when was the start of November? It was back here. Yeah. So literally start of November, it just started off instant selling, right? And every like high that got swept, so like these two, like this was a clear short to be taken, right? And either a sweep or like just a retrace of like either like for example, I believe this was a 618 retrace, or that even might have been 786. No, it was golden pocket, right? So every like lower time frame retrace was just the easiest short in November. So if we get that this month, I mean, it'd be pretty brutal. I think a lot of people are going to get destroyed. We're going to have a lot of long liquidations from December because December was sort of or sorry, like end of December to like early January. It was most lows stayed protected, which is why I found it kind of hard to. I mean, we didn't have as many sweeps of lows, but when we did, it like, you know, they were good reactions off of it. But now if we see like similar pattern where we're like, you know, either we retrace and just instant dump. So like, I'll show you guys the structure. If this is how the rest of the month's gonna go, like slow grind up and then just like one like H4 candle to wipe it all, then I'm pretty sure it's gonna be pretty bearish. Like the environment's changed. Like here it was, I mean even here it was slow grindy, but I mean moves weren't getting retraced back to lows. At least lows were protected. So like the opposite could happen, right? Where like technically highs could be protected and like you'd want to short the retraces, but either two scenarios I would still short, like either a retrace or a sweep of local highs. So yeah, because this price action was very infamous in December. Like slow grind up. Everyone thought, oh yeah, we're so back. Let me long here. And then New York Open would just be down only, like Coinbase selling, Binance selling, just aggressiveness. Um, but is anyone long right now, by the way? Let me see. Oh, someone said something. What up, Sash? That whale added to ETH long at 3,300 and nuked. Strange. 4 days ago he added. Let me see. ETH 3,300. How big is this whale? 33. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, he's down bad then. Yeah, no, he's getting liquidated. Well, I wonder where his liquidation price is. Do you know? If I mean, if I had to guess, like a lot of people are getting liquidated if we go back to like 2.9K, 2.8. Because I imagined people were longing all the way up here, and there were a lot of liquidations, by the way, on like what was this 8th of Jan, 7th. This down move, I remember there was quite a bit, and let me see. Yeah, George says he's long, and then I think Sash, you said you're long as well, right? Someone said also looking at CUSDT has been holding above Monday high all day long, currently pumping in towards. I'm thinking to long. I'm thinking to long after break of resistance. What's your thoughts? Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Hold on, let me remove. Well, actually, I'll keep it on. Let me put the. You said H4 EMA 200. All right. H4 EMA. Wait, on which time frame? On which time frame? Because mine's on. Oh, you said H4. It's below the H4 200 EMA, isn't it? Oh, Canton network. Is this not? Is this not that the same coin? Wait, Canton. I know what coin you're talking about. Oh, CC. All right, okay. I think it's this, right? Yeah, it has to be this. Yeah, okay. Oh, wow, okay, so this is just like decorrelated against the market. Let me see here. Okay. So this has retraced. Wait. Hold on, let me remove this for a sec. Make the chart a bit cleaner. That low, I would say, yeah, that was the last, yeah. Yeah, this is getting bidded. Oh, and it's above the head. Okay, so I think what Muro would do is he'd long a retest, right? With stops below that, and that would make sense, right? Because if it's flipped above, right, you expect continuation. But for me, wait, let me go into lower time frame. Yeah, to be fair, like it would make sense to bid if we get like a small retrace and then you bid there. But I mean, it honestly, I'd rather wait for the. Let me see. When was this coin launched? In November last year. Okay. Let me see. I'd say. Hold on. Yeah, it does look like it's gonna make a move above 0.13332. Like at least retest it, right? Could reject, but yeah, like that would be even like Giga confirmation would be like a H4 close above here, in my opinion, right? And then if that aligns with uh the H4 EMAs, that would be the setup I would personally be interested in. But if you're talking about long in soon, then like for continuation, yeah, you'd probably want to bid like a retrace around here. Like I'd say the 50% of that, you'd want those lows to get protected, right? Lower time frame. Because look, if we break below those lows, this is probably gonna make a lower high. Well, like that, right? And then go lower. So you'd want lows to hold, and then the next low would be like around here. And then I guess you would go break even if it hit like retest here, and your targets would be. Hold on, let me. But again, I'm not taking this because I don't usually trade lower volume. I trade on a prop firm as well, so I kind of got used to. I trade on breakout, so they got rid of a lot of their shit coins, so I kind of got used to just mainly trading Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, sometimes BNB as well. So that's why I don't usually trade that much. But something like this, right? You'd be trimming like at every high, right? Or if you just want to aim for these highs, you definitely can. Something like that for continuation. Um, can you share info about prop? Yeah. I mean, what would you want to know? Like how I go about risking? I can or if you don't know anything about it, I can quickly explain how it works. How to start best. Okay. Well, so it depends on every prop firm. It kind of they have different rules. But like, I'm just gonna probably speak on like what you should start with, which is like most prop firms will either have like at least the crypto ones will have like a step one or step two. And in my opinion, you should start with a step two because you get more daily drawdown and like account drawdown. And so I think on a step two, like industry standard would be like 5% daily. Um, and then and then the whole account drawdown would be 8%. So if you buy a breakout most expensive, yes, it is. I'll explain why I think it is, and I mean it makes sense. So compared to CFT, right? I think breakouts like, if I remember correctly, it's like 20 to 30% more expensive. The only thing is, right? Hold on, I was just drinking some water. The only thing is, in my opinion, it's more expensive because they allow um, daily withdrawals because on CFT the lowest time you can request a payout would be weekly, but that's an add-on, right? You have to pay I think like 20% on top of that. If you don't get the add-on, I believe it's either every 15 days or every 30 days. Industry standard, and I'm talking about like forex, futures, prop firms as well. It's usually around 30 days as well, but well, some prop firms will differ, right? Well, because we're just speaking about crypto, yeah, like Breakout's definitely the most expensive, but in my opinion, Breakout has the most reputation now. They've got, like if for example, some of these newer prop firms, you won't know too much about like what rules people have gotten breached on. So on Breakout, there is really not many rules. So like you could full port on Breakout, you could full port the whole account, pass in one trade, no big deal, right? And then they'd pay you out once you start actually earning profit on the funded account. Yeah, you cannot do that on CFT though. You cannot full port on CFT or Klein or like most. I haven't heard of any other crypto prop firm that has no like risk limits, if you know what I mean. Breakout's the only one that lets you use the whole account margin. And the thing is on Breakout is the leverage is only capped at 5x on Bitcoin and ETH. But again, they don't have risk, like position risk limits. So it doesn't really matter. The leverage doesn't matter because 5x on, let's just say you brought a $10,000 account, right? That's notional size. That's $50,000, and I mean, you won't really need. Even if you're scalping, you won't really be using all of that, right? If you're actually managing risk on the account, like risking 1%, you won't need to use the whole margin in the account. And So yeah, that's that side of things. And in my opinion, the way I trade them is I only risk 1% to 1.5%, especially if I'm on a step two where I have more like drawdown. Because on the step one, it's like I believe they've changed it now on breakout, so it's now I believe it's 3% daily drawdown. So you can't really be risking 1.5% on one trade with just because two trades and you've lost the account, right? At least on a at least on a step two, you can risk, 1 to 1.5%. You can lose a couple of trades. I think you'll be fine. As long as it all depends on your system. If you have high win rate, or it depends. Like if you have low win rate but very high risk to reward, you don't really want to be risking more than 1 to 1.5%. And but if you have a low risk to reward system and then higher win rate, you're not going to be, you know, doing like lower size, right? It doesn't make sense. You'd obviously be doing, 1.5 to 2. For safety, just do 1 to 1.5%, and that's like above a 70 to 80% win rate, right? Mm. Which I don't know. In my opinion, for me, I think I've got like a 60% win rate around that, with not including break evens. I think I've got like less than. It's probably more like 50% if I'm being honest. So I usually risk 0.5 to 1%, and then I'll be targeting like 2 to 3 R. So it would take me like roughly 5 trades, winning trades to pass, which isn't too bad. 5% of the account of the account drawdown account has gone. Well, no, that's daily, right? So 5% daily. So you can't lose 5% in one day. So if you're risking 1% a trade of the account, you'd have to lose 5 trades in a row. And I usually don't. If I have 2 losses, but in one day, I usually just stop trading. Total is 8%. So you'd need to lose 8%, eight trades in a row, risking 1%. So on a $10,000 account, you can't lose $800 total, right? So if your account hits, if you start with 10,000, your account can't go below 9.2. Does that make sense? Yeah. So like, if you're risking $100 per trade, your target is 15%, right? So you're risking 1%, so $100. Ideally, higher than 2 RR per trade, right? So 300 to 400 a trade. You can be a little bit more greedy on the eval because on the evaluation, I mean, you're not actually making money. So if you take your time on evaluations, it can be hard mentally, right? So you kind of want to like, alts also 5x? No, alts are 2x leverage. But again, leverage doesn't necessarily matter. It's position sizing, right? Like, because they don't have breakout doesn't have position size limits, so you can use all the margin and risk, whatever, like 1% of the account. Leverage it doesn't matter. So yeah, if you have any more questions, let me know. I think so. Yeah, Mura said he's like he's gonna have a prop firm for us to trade on. I'll be interested. I'll check it out. I'll probably trade. I'll probably try trade on there as well. Yeah. All right. Still in this Bitcoin long. Kind of just chopping around entry right now. Dan, could you tell us? Can you tell me which option is better, $10,000 live account or a 50,000 prop account? So right, I think I know what you're asking me. So what's better? Well, so if you've got a $50,000 prop account, right, and it's funded, so you've passed the evaluation. That, in my opinion, is like better mentally because I know my risk is capped at the evaluation fee. So for a 50K prop account, it'd be like around $400 to $500. So I know if I pass, like I'm not ever gonna that's my risk, right? Like I'm not ever gonna lose more than 500, right? Like if let's just say I blow a 50K account, right? I lose 5K. I lose eight. Like, no, sorry. So 8% of the account. So for example, let's just say it like the drawdown was 5K. It's not. It's 8%, but you get what I mean. Um, well, then if I was trading on a live account, it would be minus EV because I'd actually be down 5 grand. But if you're trading on on a funded, you're not actually down that money, right? If you blow it, you're down $500, but that's better than trading on a live account. But you asked $10,000 live account, so well, I mean, if you got $10,000, right, and you're risking 1%, so what would that be? $100 per trade. If you're closing at 2 to 3 R, that's 200, 300 per trade. Um, Compare that to the $50,000 prop account where you're risking 1%, so $500, you're making 5 times more per trade. So obviously the prop account, right? But I don't know if you're talking um, live funded or the evaluation. I'm assuming you mean the funded. So yeah, like if you have $10,000 live account, I would probably not buy a 50K first. I'd probably go with a 10K, which would be 1%, right? So it would be like you're paying like you're paying for a 10K breakout account, and it's like the same as risking 1% in a trade, right? But obviously, like I'd recommend that to anyone who's starting out with prop firms to not go for like the highest account first or whatever, because that's what I did. I went straight to I think it was a 50K first, and then I breached that just because it was like, whoa, 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 I'm trading, I'm risking 500, blah blah blah. Um, but then I got what was it? I got a 25K, and then I passed that. So I did lower, so I did higher first, which was stupid of me. And then the 250 was, I could have handled taking that loss, so I just did that. And then yeah, it's like less mentally. You want to the breakout fee. No, sorry, whatever prop firm you buy off, like the fee should be if you breach the account, you shouldn't really care. Like obviously it'd be annoying, but the amount shouldn't be like, oh my god, I need this because if like then it'll affect your trades, right? Your mentality, right? Um, in my opinion, like anyone can do trading and learn TA, but you need to have you need to be in the best headspace as possible. Otherwise, I mean, it's not going to go too well. Um, okay, enough yap about prop firms. I'll probably make a guide on that at some point, or I think Owe said he was going to make one as well. All right, so this setup, yeah. So I took this, I had this limit in as well. This is a half risk trade. It got blasted through on when CME futures opened, and I wasn't awake, man. This is annoying to wake up to. I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is, right? It's like the risk we take. So I remember I saw that this logo swept, but I was like, I have no interest in longing this anymore. Like the structure looks cooked. So honestly, I was hoping for a like a better, a stronger retrace to at least this H4 200 EMA, but it wasn't even strong enough to do that. So like next retraces, guys, that we get up, like just I wouldn't get too bullish, like especially if on the lower time frame we get triggers, like short triggers. Um, yeah, yeah. Sol's looking in the morning. It was looking a little bit better than Bitcoin, but that was in the lower time frame. Now it's changed for sure. Yeah, in my opinion, Eve's gonna go at the minimum to probably take out these lows here, like before the lows before that we took out on the 28th of December. I'd be watching for a sweep of these lows here. But for now, I have no interest in long in this here. If I were, let me see, where are the fibs? Like how? Let's see. Yeah, so it's already like retraced um to the golden pocket right from that December low. But can you guys see like no strong reaction, right? Like yeah, it's not looking good for Sol. Like it stalled a little bit, right? You know, I bet a lot of people longed with stops below there. And it was a good, don't get me wrong, it was a good like risk to reward trade. But now it's like, so I'd much. Can you guys see how this made a lower low and Bitcoin now looks a bit. At least Bitcoin didn't put in a lower low then, right? Um, yeah, I'm hoping for some strength there. I think, in my opinion, it makes sense. It like, if I didn't take this setup, I would be really annoyed seeing it play out because it is pretty clean. I've seen so many previous week low sweeps, and yeah, you just have to take these setups when they appear. It'd be foolish of me not to. I guess the better entry would have been on the M15 sweep, but like there's been multiple of occasions where we'll sweep on the M15 and then it'll sweep again and then it'll sweep one more time. And then on the hourly, it'll look like one sweep, but on the lower time frame, you would have gone chopped up if you longed every single M15 sweep. So that's why I was waiting for the confirmation of that. And then like I entered once we dipped a little bit below, or like near the close, I think it was, yeah. Also, this was H4 close, so this is now H4 SFP as well. So yeah, let's see if we get a reaction. If this is how if we don't and we stop out, then I'm pretty confident that 20 like this year's yearly open will get tagged. Yeah, but ideally we get a reaction first because we want to position ourselves first, right? Before it goes lower. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any charts you want me to look at. I think some new listings probably look decent, but most alts look very cooked. Lit looks, yeah, lit. I can't believe we were long on, like, think about it, right? I guess this was a valid short, but I mean, I don't know, just at the time, this wasn't a super clear channel, I guess. I should have had short for sure on this. But to be fair, like, at least we didn't hold till stop loss. This I ended up closing at break even because like structure had been completely broken. At this point, like structure was this high. Like I closed back above here basically, above this purple line. Let me see. I was looking at this earlier in chart ideas, so on like this was like a mini range, I guess. So like 30-minute close above here was like a good scalp long. But yeah, like we need to this is looking cooked unless we start getting some actual higher lows. But right now it's just been like kind of slow, grindy, sideways, little low time frame action, but lows get taken again. It's not really. I don't really have any interest in long and lit right now, but I'm still watching it to see for like a potential reversal. But not anytime soon, to be honest. Hyperliquid as well. It's like it's getting pretty close to the 786. Like some of these alts are getting to like a ridiculously discounted zones, in my opinion. Like, could you imagine, right? Like the 10-10 wick. So October 10th, hype wick. Well, at least on the Binance chart, hype wick down to 20.9. if we sweep that tag in the 786, wouldn't it be like very clean to have like a limit order here on the 786? Quite wide stops because like that could potentially be like a higher time frame zone. It's been a zone I've been watching for a while, but again, like where Bitcoin's heading, I don't know if hmm. It'd probably be like I'd leave the limit in, but then I'd want to see like a reaction and like a close above this level again. I would, I would want exactly that, right? Just for it to be a sweep. And then quite wide stops. Because if this doesn't hold, then yeah, like it's pretty, it most likely will just go to the AA6. Hold on. Yeah, like down here, I would be looking down. Like if this were to not, if this was to close below there, then I mean, it would just indicate that there's no bids on this. Yeah, like, Hype's technically in discount now, right? Like, I remember, by the way, this dip last year in April. This was, so the launch price of Hyperliquid was $2. It's not on this chart, but it is on Hyperliquid, right? And the bottom was like pretty much 786. So potentially could play out again. I don't know. We'll see. Like 20.034 is the level I'm looking at. But I'd be quick to cut this if like there's no reaction and we just get something like this and just more slow grindy. Like I would not want to hold that. I'd probably cut like here. So I'd want that to be a quick sweep. Yeah, I'll post that chart in chat. Let's see. Honestly, my alts list isn't that big. This one's a little annoying. I didn't take this, so I'm just gonna remove that. Oh wow, so we actually, so Zek, right? Okay. I can't believe we got like a retest of the entry. I should have alerted this, but I posted it on my Twitter. If any of you guys saw, I don't know if you did, but this looks pretty cooked. Not gonna lie. So yeah, like for this to change structure, it would have to go, now like go make its way up back above, start closing candles above 449, which I'm I'm pretty sure that's not gonna happen. I think we go to take out these lows. So let me put the EMAs on the chart. Yeah, like it's below EMAs. You know, for the longest time it was above them, right? Very bullish, and then well, I don't know. I can't remember what caused this downtrend, but this was caused by FUD, or like, well, I think it's like the project. Something happened. They I think the founder like left and started a new thing. I don't know exactly. I can't remember what exactly it was, but yeah, like this is a coin that I'm not. I'm not. I have no interest in longing. I'd rather short it. So probably maybe around here, potentially 406. I mean, there are quite a few. I don't know. We'll see. This is a chart I will be watching though for like if we get any like retrace pumps back up, probably alert a short on this, and then if this gets taken out first, then I'll probably hold off. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. Last thing I'll talk about before I end the stream. USDT dominance, like it's looking very bullish again, especially if we close the daily above this candle, right? For us to like be bullish again, like I was looking at this chart yesterday, like actually no, I was looking at this chart. No, yeah, I was looking at this chart yesterday. I was looking at this low yesterday, and we had to in my opinion, like once we got this slow grind up here and close this candle here, like we have to lose this low in order for us to be bullish. But I don't see that happening. I can see like I can see us like having a retrace from here, like it would make sense from this high. It's not super visible in the 4 hour, but yeah. But like if we get anywhere near here, this is where you would want to look for shorts, right? So USDT dominance could be forming a the next leg up here. Because back here we swept these lows, right? And then we had a massive pullback on the market, right, in December. And then I'd say on the like on the 19th, 18th, this was it was a lower high on USDT, but and then a higher low for Bitcoin. So could this just be another lower high? It could be, maybe. But either way, like I'm not super bullish here, to be honest. Especially if we close the daily above here, like I'm not interested in if this sweeps, then yeah. Like, but like I'm not I want to see a rejection here first, to be honest with you. Like this rejection from here would make sense. Well, let me draw it more clearly. It's because I drew this on the daily high. So rejecting here, lower time frame, that's what I would want to see. And that's probably where I would close my Bitcoin long, is this area. And then also that lines up with this EMA here. So yeah, like higher time frame, like USDT dominance looks bullish. But I want a little retrace here so we can get into some shorts. Like a higher low on UCT dominance. Like probably I'd say like this area here between like 6.074 to like 6.1%. If UCT dominance goes straight up, I'd be very annoyed. Let me see. Oh, yeah. I guess buyers and just not gonna step in, huh? That's not good. In my opinion, it was worth a try if we get stopped out. It was a half risk in case this was like because we still could. I still think we tag here, but this was my area of interest first, and I'm more inclined to think that we do get like at least some bounce from previous week low, and that would be we'd look for short triggers here. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here, guys. It's been almost an hour. Or if you guys don't have any more questions, yeah, I'll post some of these charts on my channel if you want to check it out. USDT dominance mainly as well. Something you guys need to pay attention to, especially in these times. Yeah, I think once we get the daily close today, we'll have like more confirmations on like which direction we're heading next. Whether that'll be like a small retrace up or towards a move towards monthly open. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed. I want to end off here. I've got a stream on Friday as well, so make sure you guys tune into that. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Peace.